This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates, financing, savings, and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and as always, joined on Sundays on the ones and twos with Harrison, and we're getting ready to go down here at 1040 O Street at the Mill. If you get a chance, beautiful day to come in. I think you can even probably, this is one of those days you could choose either hot or cold drink, and you can't go wrong.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's I'll take it for November. Yeah, what is it? November 16th. Not bad at all. Not too shabby. The week was great. Yeah. After DP came back, brought the son with him from California. And I know he's down there watching wrestling in Tulsa right now. Plenty of things going on, but it's beautiful, at least here in the capital city.
Well, and I say what a difference a week makes. I mean, last Sunday we were here, they had the halvesy, and it was freezing.
Yeah,
I think people were bailing. Yeah, it was like, and then you like walk into work on Monday, and the people who ran it were like, dude, what's going on here? Like, I could have it was just a top 10 day that all of last week. I mean, I heard mowers when you're going through the neighborhood, and so it's going well. But it's living in Nebraska. It's again, what a difference a day makes in regards to that. But a quick question for you before I go into anything too deep and some things that have been going on this week. When is it too early for the Christmas stuff to go up?
I'm not that bum hum guy or bah humbug. There we go. Yeah,
the Grinch.
Yeah.
I'm not 93.7 The Ticket, the Grinch.
Yeah, I don't mind it too much. For me, as long as it's midway November,
okay,
or after Halloween, if you want to put the Christmas tree up before the turkey's out, I'm not going to hate on it.
okay. I just walked out of the house this morning and I was kind of leaving and the tree went up. And so
Where are you at on it? You probably are the one that has to put the lights and everything up, so you probably don't mind doing it early to get it done with.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid the call in because they're gonna say I really don't do much with it. I'm figuring my daughter Jaden's gonna probably be like, "Don't get out here, like, 'cause I'll blow you up when you start seeing a 402 number come in." I'm okay beginning of December.
Okay,
but
so
I don't want to be the bah humbug. But I mean, it's celebration, and there's a variety of things that come around. There's Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and various, depending on family situations, sometimes you have to start celebrating early because you have multiple places to go. So I do want to take all that into account. I just was a little taken aback as I walked out, and the tree, which was artificial, was beginning to be put up. And so I just wanted to get your opinion on that. I'll leave it alone because I am probably going to just get blown up. They'll say, you know what?
Pete Ferguson hates Christmas.
Yeah. If you don't want
the
the tree up, then you don't want any of the gifts as well. So I'll leave it at that. That was my initial question. I want to give a couple shout outs just that have been involved in the week like we all do. I mean, again, you've got some phenomenal shows through the week. Mike Smith, there's some new stuff that's going on, and the weekly Disrupt. You got Jay on, you got Nick and AD on in the mornings. And so phenomenal things, but get an opportunity to do a couple things this week with a shout out to the Statesboro Youth Council. We've had a couple of them on, I think a couple months ago. They're in Georgia. And so got to interact with them during the week. And they actually said some of them listen on a weekly basis. And so
here we go.
We've got those listeners over in Statesboro, Georgia, University of Nebraska, Future Educators of Color under the direction of Dr. Amanda Morales. We had VNA. And then we also had Irvin on a couple weeks ago and did a phenomenal job. And if you get a chance, if you ever miss a show, you can go to the archives on the Ticket app and just go on and listen. But got an opportunity to engage with them on some things. And it was a great time. I want to say it was just kind of, there's that joy, that hope of building a community. And, again, the mill, we talked about that earlier. Great opportunity to come down, whether it's 1040 or any of their locations, Innovation Campus. You've got the one over by Union College. And so
we got the coolest interior. I'm being biased, but
and honestly, you want to say, and I don't want to be biased because I know Josie, if she's listening, she's going to be, but on Sunday mornings, some of the best help. Yes. I would say Josie has one of the best playlists. I remember I would come in and there was some 80s, 90s R&B going on, some New Edition, Keith Sweat, Chucky Booker. I asked for that to come back. I'm gonna talk about it here a little bit if we can get that back. But Josie has got one of the hottest playlists going on for me that I loved on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I don't mind it. I usually just keep it to myself.
Yeah,
because I don't want to insult people's music taste. But Sundays the music is good.
Yeah.
It is really good, and that's coming from a 26-year-old. And Pete, I don't want to age you, but
we can still appreciate.
I'm just trying to show that there's multiple generations that like the music that's being played here on Sunday mornings.
Oh, always appreciate that. And want to just put out next week. I am going to be gone. We're going to have a guest host. I haven't informed you yet, but I'm going to be gone in Atlanta and get the opportunity to go to the National Conference on Student Life.
Is the guest host going to be a Bears fan?
No.
Oh, okay. So maybe a different
no. We're gonna mix it up for you a little bit. This one's gonna be fun for you.
Okay.
I think you're gonna enjoy this one. You're gonna be like, oh, they're just going to blow Pete out of the water. I think when Jarrell came, Maynard they did a couple imitations of me.
Yeah, I thought that was, I'll be honest, that one was a great one. It's nice when you're not here, Pete, because it's not fair to you, but we definitely just get our shots in.
It's
Take
not
some
just
jabs
Cowboys.
at the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's not just Cowboys. It's just my personality. It's the other things. And so definitely enjoying that. And then we just kicked off the Martin Luther King Youth Rally in March planning. And so those scholars are hard at work. The tickets have been very supportive of that as well. So always appreciate that. And then get the opportunity to start and kick off our book project this week with those fifth graders from Belmont Elementary School. And so excited to start going on with that. Had a full weekend of college football. That heated up on the field and a little bit off the field as well.
And in the tunnel.
That's what I'm saying, in the tunnel. I guess that was still during the course of the game, but that wasn't that's a whole nother. I'm sure that'll be conversation that'll go on through the course of the week. But that South Carolina, Texas A&M.
I mean, real quickly, me and Jay talked. There's not a lot to talk about. Just bizarre. And we're talking about the state trooper in the Texas A&M South Carolina game where after the Gamecocks got a score, they celebrated. He runs into the tunnel a little bit. Nothing crazy. I don't think anything was insulting. And then a state trooper, not a fan, hit the body check and then turns around and starts talking a little bit too.
Yeah, it just put that flex out absolutely for no reason. What I will give is I will commend those three individuals, and that's from their parents, that's from those who've been around them, but also Beamer, who's the coach, on how they held their composure.
Yeah, because even the South Carolina player, he turned around and he kind of put his hand up like, dude, what's going on here? Yeah. And then he realized the guy was still hot, and then the other guys were just like, yeah, we'll just keep going. I don't know.
Well, but you have to, from that sense, I was listening to Sterling Sharp and Osho Cinco, and they were talking about it. They would have had every right to lose it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm impressed by those guys for keeping their cool.
To keep that composure, I think that's something when, again, I don't want to relate it to it, but you talk about bigger than the score. I think they recognized at that point, maybe they weren't shocked, but they recognized that there was something much bigger than that engagement, what that could have cost all of them. Yeah. And at that point, the focus now is on the negative action. And so thankful to Texas A&M, they relieved him of his duties immediately and moved forward.
I mean, just who knows how that goes if those guys don't keep their composure. What a mess.
Yeah.
And like, you just don't know. So like, tip your cap to those guys. Cause I know I would have been hot.
Yeah.
Like, that was just ridiculous. So that's all I got. I had 2 cents on that. Just one of the crazier things I've seen. And I just want to get your take on it.
Well, and so, we got winter tryouts, for area sports. And so I want to make that transition out with one of our guests here today. And she asked that we call her Raw. But, we want to, say hello to our guest, Raw Bowen. And so she is in studio. And so how are you doing?
Doing good. A little nervous.
That's all right. We're going to start off with a question that we should have probably put at the end. When is it too early or when is it too late to put the holiday stuff out?
So in my family, we usually put Christmas decorations up like right after Halloween.
Oh, so they're out. You're out going full strong.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's my sister Avery. She always puts them up for us because she just loves Christmas the most, I think. Okay. So after Halloween, she moved out, so she has taken all of our Christmas decorations. But she has all of her stuff up, and then she offered yesterday to come over and put our stuff up because that's just something she likes to do. So I think it's never too early to put Christmas stuff up, but I also just love Christmas. Okay. And that's also something. But
did she take everything and then you don't have anything left? So did you all have to go out and buy more stuff, or was it a halvesy?
It's like halvesy. She has stuff from her room when she lived with us. She has some of that stuff, but then she took a couple trees, and so I think all we have is to put up is our Christmas tree and then a few decorations. But she's pretty big on decorating.
Okay.
So yeah, but
love that. Well, you know what? We're gonna have another guest that joins us, Amani Archie, here in a little bit. But start off by just tell us a little bit about your journey. Tell us who you are, just your journey right now.
Well, my name's Raleigh Bowen. I go to North Star. I'm a senior. Something that I just do all the time is play volleyball. I've been doing that since I was probably 4 years old. I don't really know. I like to spend time with my family. That's probably what I do most, or hang out with my friends.
You told us about your sister. Who else? Yeah. Who else makes up the Bowen clan?
My dad Troy and my mom Jody, and then we have one dog, Chase. She's a toy fox terrier.
Okay, gave us the name Chase. We'll put that on the list.
Yeah. She's something. But yeah, then we have my grandparents and stuff. And I came here with my mom and my best friend Reese. So
awesome. You got to give a shout out there in the lobby. So enjoying the mill. So you talked a little bit about your journey. Mm-hmm. Have you always lived in Lincoln? And tell us the schools that you attended.
Yeah. So I've always lived in Lincoln my whole life. For elementary school, I went to Campbell for 2 years, and then we wanted to try something different, get out of like that district. So we went to Friedstrom, and then I went there till 5th grade, and then I went to SCO
Okay.
all 3 years, and then I went to North Star all 4 years. So
Well, and you kind of stayed in that same
Yeah.
area, like Freestrom's over in the Highlands, and so Campbell's kind of just outside of it, and then SCO's over there, kind of off the Air Park Highlands area, and then went to North Star.
Yeah.
So you talked about that. Tell us some of the things that you've been involved in, and just what are some of the things that have stood out from elementary on up?
So I played basketball for a while. I ended up like quitting before high school because that's not something I wanted to-
Retired. We don't say
Yeah,
quit. You're
retired.
retired.
I retired, yeah.
You're like, you know what? I'm going to take my talents to
Yeah,
the volleyball
yeah.
court, but you're retired.
Yeah, I just wanted to focus on volleyball and take that more serious. But my mom coached me throughout she coached me through volleyball and basketball.
Okay.
So she was like my first real coach, I guess. I played volleyball obviously, and then high school, I played tennis my freshman year.
Okay.
I was city champs for doubles, which was really fun.
I like how she says I played my freshman year and then retired again.
Yeah.
Like,
Freshman
I played
year,
my
win
freshman
a
year.
championship,
Yeah,
retire.
Like, dude, I left my shoes like wrestling. Left my shoes on the court.
Yeah.
Just left my racket there and walked off. Okay.
I had to stop because it was a lot of like work on my knees. I don't know. We just did a bunch of running, which I feel like whatever.
It's
that helps
overrated.
with.
Yeah.
It's overrated.
Right. I mean,
that,
we just had the fitness fanatics on. Running's overrated.
And then I did club volleyball.
Okay.
I started club when I was 11, I think, and then I've been playing since I'm 18. So
awesome. So academically, what are some of the things you do that you're interested in that have kind of spoken to you as you've gone through kind of the K-12 experience?
I don't really know. There's some stuff that's like I guess interested me is like psychology stuff.
Wow.
I'm very much into like criminal justice. I know a class for high school for that. But there's not like many clubs that I'm like interested in, I guess, or doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you talked about psychology. What are, the interest in that? What kind of spawned your interest in that or other things?
I think something that like sparked it is my aunt. She's like a therapist. So I just thought that was something interesting. So I could she helps me. So I feel like that's something that I could get into to like help other people like understand what their mind is like doing. So that's like something that I think I'm going to go into college for is specifically like sports psychology, because we had somebody come in last year for club practice and he like just talked about sports psychology, and it just really hooked me in there. Cause at first I was going for like criminal justice, but then sports psychology sounds a lot more interesting. I feel like I could get more out of that.
What's one of the things that when they came and shared with you, that was a nugget that kind of stuck with you, that kind of you say like, you know what, I wish every, not just scholar athlete, but just kind of every person, whether it be if I would have heard this in elementary or middle or high school, kind of would have just would have stuck with me.
Well, he made it like a really clear point that volleyball is like a mind game because you have to you can't be in your head when you play or else you're not going to play your best. But he just said like the focus on like the little things. So like where you are and like how your brain is on, I guess, on the court and off the court. And it's just to help you get into a healthier mindset. And then he also talked about like self-talk, which I feel like me as an athlete, I struggle with that too, like positive self-talk, because if I'm doing bad, then I'm going to tell myself I'm doing bad, and then I'm going to actually do bad.
No, and I think that's something we can all take, whether we're running a board, a 93.7 The Ticket, or, as an educator, I think sometimes that self-talk, you have that imposter syndrome. And so you're like, okay, what's that affirmation? What do I need at that point in time? And so appreciate that. You talked a little bit about mom coaching.
Yeah.
And I got the opportunity. I was engaged in coaching and with female sports as well. Talk a little bit about what was that like? I think sometimes people are like, oh, okay, my mom's coach or my dad's a coach and this, that, and the other. What was one of those moments that as you kind of transition now as a senior going into college, what was one of those moments that you look back on and be like, man, that was really cool, but I just didn't realize it maybe at the time?
I think one big thing that stuck out was that she coached me as a player and not as her own daughter. So I know when people think like, oh, your mom's the coach, like you get to play all the time, like she favorites you, but she always made it a point that she's there to help us get better and not just like I'm helping, I'm doing my daughter, like that's that. But she was just a coach in that moment, and she knew how to flip from mom to coach. Like, of course, there's times where we're just gonna like mess around, but that's just how we are. But I think she did a really good job on playing the coach and daughter role, because I know there's some people, even like my age still, that have their mom or dad as their coach, and they don't know how to make that switch. So I just think that was really important.
I think that's powerful. Coaching as a player, and then knew when to be a parent. And so is there something, a unique characteristic? You talked about her ability to do that and kind of be a chameleon, but was there a moment that you'll remember that you're like, I wish there was a picture of that, that you're like, that was cool?
I don't really know, because it's been a while since she was my coach, but that's a hard question.
What's a piece of advice maybe that she gave you that's you've carried with you?
I think from day one, she always has said, be a goldfish, which is like, forget about it. Forget about your mistake you made, move on to the next. Because that's, I don't know, something about goldfishes having a really bad memory. But that's something she does as a coach. Like I know I've heard her say that to other players that she's coached, because she coaches at high jump for North Star too. So I've heard her say that to a bunch of people, but I've just lived with that. Like, she's on the sideline for club volleyball, obviously, and she's telling me those things like, be a goldfish, like 2 claps and you're done, and then on to the next play. So I think that's something really important to like think about.
I think that's cool in itself. Be a goldfish. Be a goldfish. You got to make shirts on that and then put that on there.
She has a shirt.
Oh, she has the shirts. Okay, well then there we go.
You practice that every year. Showing up with your Cowboys gear every Sunday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You just forget, live and forget.
Yeah, just change the starter a goldfish. That's what I'm gonna do for tomorrow when they go ahead and play the Raiders. That being said, we're gonna go to a quick break on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sat Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sat Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sat Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit satbros.net today. Sat Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates,
financing,
savings, and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined on the ones and twos with Harrison on a beautiful Sunday, November 16th in Lincoln, Nebraska, at the corner of 1040 O Street. If you get an opportunity, come on in, grab a coffee from the mill. We have got two individuals joining us, scholars. We've got Raleigh Bowen, who has been joining. She goes by Raw. So that's what I messed up at the beginning. I was like, how do you want to be called? Then she threw me for a loop when she's like, Raleigh. And I was like, I thought you said you want to be called Raw. It's like, AKA, that's her, Raw, AKA Raleigh. And now we're joined by Amani Archie, who is joining us as well. How you doing, Amani?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. Glad to have you back in the studio. You were here for the Mother's Day edition with your mom, the now Dr. Archie. So congratulations. Give her a shout out. I know she's listening to that as well. So if you want to show her some love real quick.
I love you, Mommy. You did awesome. I'm so proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Fantastic. Well, hey, as we spoke, both of them are scholar athletes in their own right. And we'll get into that a little bit, some of the statistics. But Amani, quickly share again for those who may not be familiar with you, briefly your journey. Have you always lived in Lincoln? Who makes up your family?
I've moved in and out of Lincoln, actually. My closest immediate family usually is like my mom and my mom, my granny, my uncles, honestly everybody. Family is family.
Okay. And you got any pets?
No pets.
No pets. Okay, so we don't have to go down the pet name. Tell us a couple of the schools that you've visited, whether in the area or out of the area. I don't say visited, attended. You're not at the
There you go. Just hanging out over there.
Hey, is anybody that's listening to Bigger Than the Score is like, hey, Mr. Pete said I can just visit a school. I don't have to go to school, Mom, anymore. I'm a grown adult.
when I was younger, I attended Campbell, Morley, and Holmes.
Okay.
We moved around a lot.
Yeah.
And then in Kansas City, Missouri, I was at Newmark Middle School and Fox Hill Elementary. And
Okay.
really great.
And currently you are a scholar?
Lincoln High.
Okay, at Lincoln High School. What are some of the things you're involved in?
I'm involved in the African American Caucus, the Youth NAACP, and our wonderful and great track community.
Awesome. Fantastic. Events and track.
100, 200, and the 4x1 right now.
Okay, so Harrison, she caught me because if she heard earlier, we said tracks, running's for the birds. Yeah. And so we apologize. Running is for those individuals that are very structured and understand the process. It is a great opportunity for you to get your cardiovascular done.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we asked earlier with Raw, and we were talking about pieces of advice and things like that. She's been coached by her mom, but also is currently, getting ready, and we're going to talk about that, has committed to Bellevue University. Tell us a little bit about a piece of advice that you've received that's kind of stuck with you.
Don't get in your own head and keep those positive affirmations going. Like if you have to continuously tell yourself, I can do it, I can do this. If that's what you got to do, you got to do. Let's just keep the negativity out and to keep yourself at peace.
She gave us one, be a goldfish. There's one that her mom had given her, and I'm going to take that to heart with my Cowboys as they go. But give an example of what one of those positive affirmations are for those that may not know what it is. Like I think people say, "Oh, it says good job or good luck," but that doesn't work for me. What is one that you either have received or one that you do for yourself as an example for people?
Before I race, like when I'm getting into my blocks, I usually am just like clearing my mind and I'm just like, I can do this. And I, as a motive, like before I run, I'm like, who am I doing this for? So I try to like think of my family usually because they're my biggest support. And so I'm like, I'm doing this for them and myself, and that whatever happens after this doesn't define me, and that whether I do good or if I think I did bad, I can always do better the next time.
Love that. Raw, she led into that. She talks about, I always say like purpose is greater than your why because your why can sometimes go by the wayside. And so what is your purpose when you engage in things, whether it be volleyball, whether it be family, like what would you say your purpose statement is or purpose reason is?
I just want to like make sure that I give my all and not wish that I could have done more when the moment's over. So like during games, like if I do bad or whatever, if there's something I could have done better or like tried harder, then maybe we could have like won the game. But I got that from a coach this year actually, and probably years before. But she just said, make sure you give it your all, like no matter what, because you can't change what the outcome is.
So leading that, one of my connects and one of the reasons I reached out and I was just so impressed with you, you are a valuable member of the North Star runner-up state championship volleyball team for this year. So congratulations on that. True honor, but a true journey in itself. And I got the opportunity to go to a couple games this year. I know a couple of the other players, Kendall Jackson, also one of the stars as well. I mean, there's a bunch of stars. I don't want to say that stars, but I got to watch you all play a couple times. And so I went to one of your district games, but then I also went to the Friday night game, the semifinal game where you all played Westside. And you were down 2-0 and about to get swept. And as I watched the game, there was some things and possible adjustments that needed to be made. And I saw one of the coaches kind of come to you. You have some height. So how tall are you?
6'1".
6'1". Okay. In your program, 6'3". And and they came down and you hadn't played in any of the sets. And I saw them kind of have a conversation with you. And during all the times I've watched you play, you're chest bumping people, high-fiving when things are going. I thought the line judge was going to have to move you back because you were trying to celebrate with them and everything. And then after that, they came up and I saw they kind of pulled you back between set 2 and 3 and were kind of one pointed at their head. And I saw you like nod and you were kind of like, like the shoulder shrug. If you're a coach, if you're somebody who watch athletics, like I'm ready.
Yeah.
And then you sat down and you went in. I believe you started the third set.
Yeah.
And long story short, you all ended up reverse sweeping.
Yeah.
You ended up winning, but you made an immediate impact. And talk a little bit about that situation. You weren't a starter. You weren't somebody that played probably, let's just say admittedly, as much as you wanted to all season, but you were a contributor to the team, but you came in and you made that impact.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, what you felt, not just because you had success, but for those that might be in a similar situation, what was that like?
Well, before like every game, I remember like our first game that I didn't play. I was not in like a selfish way, but I was really confused because throughout the summer I would start play, and then coming to our first game, I was like, well, this is weird. And then we would have meetings, and then he would explain to me like why I wasn't playing, and it wasn't anything like on me. It's just
it's a team. It's a team situation. There's dynamics. There's
yeah.
things that might be flowing. I mean, obviously, you had a successful. The team had a successful season.
Yeah.
So,
but in those situations, I'm on the bench sitting, and I'm like nervous because I never know if I'm gonna go in or not. But then when I go in, I'm like, I need to prove that I'm good enough to be playing and give out my all, so I get like those points for me. And then I don't know, it's just something I really want to be able to prove, but also don't expect to play.
Yeah. What was your mindset like as you were getting ready and you go in there? It's basically, if you don't win that game, the season's over.
Yeah.
You know, what were you feeling in that moment? And Imani, I'm going to ask you, like, for you, you're getting ready for a race. And maybe you've been injured. The weather's not everything that you want it to be. You're not in the position, you're not the first runner, the second runner. What does that look like for you? So,
I know when the score was like 20, it was tied, third set.
Yeah.
So we're obviously trying to win. I was very upset and like sad because it's like, this could be my last volleyball game ever. But then my coach turned to me and he's like, if we win this set, you're going in. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll be ready. But I'm also 3 sets in, not warm.
Right.
So my main concern was like, I just need to get warm so I don't injure myself or anything. But I always managed to come in and just swing at the ball and hopefully get a point. But
Which you did.
Yeah.
You got a number of points. So.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something I really just focus on is playing my game.
Right.
I know how to play. I know I'm good. No, I know I'm
good.
But
You are. But you don't ever lose that.
Yeah.
You don't ever lose that.
Yeah.
And so, Imani, as you're talking, you hear that. You're like, how do you not lose that confidence? Like, I'm good. It may not be the situation that I ideally saw myself in. But how do you sit there and prepare yourself to sit there and say, you know what? I may not have performed or got the times that I wanted before, but I can't forget I did get those times and I can get better.
For me, because it happened so fast. Like you got like, for me, I get it done in seconds.
Yeah,
like,
I'm thinking about 100, 200, 400. I can't imagine that. And you're sitting there from a volleyball standpoint, you're like, okay, paint's drying. This is 2-0. We got another one.
Right, like there's a lot more thinking time. I feel like you have. Me, it's like it's one and done. It's over with. When I'm particularly like very focused into my like 200, and that takes me a good like 26 seconds. So,
if only it's a volleyball match with that quick.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, all right, like I gotta lock in. I gotta do what I've been taught. Like this is gonna be over with soon. I gotta put in my all. Like as soon as I hear that gun pop. I don't feel like I get enough time to even stress about it because it just all happens. And 1 minute I'm set and the next I'm out of breath passing the finish line. My team definitely has a big part into my performance, I believe, like because they're also like they're very, very supportive. Track, it's like a second family.
Okay.
And for me, it's like, all right, guys, let me go show out for us, for our school, do what I can. And also make sure that I can, because in track, there's points to get to, your next events and even to just making it to the finals. And I try my best to be like, all right, I know what I need to do. I got to talk to my coach. I got to talk to mom, whatever I got to do to be ready for the next, whatever's next.
So what both of you, and Raw, you do track as well. Your mom coaches track.
Yeah.
And so talk a little bit just about mindset. And then I'm going to ask you both, like, pieces of advice, because relationships, you talked about a coach that came up and said something to you. You've talked about that. First off, why do relationships absolutely matter? And speak to a relationship that you have that has, let's just say, elevated you, provided you, just uplifted you when things have been hard. I'm gonna start with you, Ro. And why do relationships matter? And then who is one of those?
I think relationships matter for like on teams because you have somebody to go to, and because obviously you can't go to your parents like mid game or mid set,
Well,
so
we hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some bizarre situations. I mean, you go watch some club stuff or high school stuff. It's like, hey, you want to just come down here and coach? You can just sit here because obviously they're looking at you the whole time.
Yeah. But I think it's important to have somebody because you can just go to them. Like they're a couple steps away. And I had a teammate, her name's Elsie. I had her, she also thought of me as that way, that she could just have me. And I mean, she was one of the starters. So I would always, every single time out there was, when we would go back on the court, I mean, I'd give her a hug and I'd be like, trust your training. You know what to do. Like you've played this sport, you know how it works. Like just trust yourself. You know what to do. So that's a big thing. Like I always say to people, trust your training. And that's what my mom always says. So just get it from my mom.
Powerful. Monty, what about you? Relationships, why do they absolutely matter? And just give us briefly one that for you that's impacted you.
I believe that just like as humans, having that support system and that love being poured into you just gives you the confidence, like as much confidence as you need.
Right.
My coaches at Lincoln High, Ramirez and White, and honestly, all of the coaches that aren't even for my events, they have always been so supportive. And like, there's never negativity in the atmosphere. It's all positive vibes. It's all like a home comforting feeling. My family, of course, track is a little more lenient, so I'm able to, be more around. And so my mother, of course, I'm always talking to my mom before a race and just like getting a hug in or just like talking to her just to talk gets you just like that motivation and that like, I got you, I have you here, I see you, and I see that you see me, like just knowing that someone's there, like can overall honestly just change how you participate in the meet or in like when we play volleyball, just like knowing that someone's there in support of you just can change the whole aspect of like the outcome.
I think all that's powerful. And so as you talked about the value of those people that you've had in your life, whether it be a teammate and the fact that it's somebody who's starting and it can be a competitive thing, but also it's like, okay, hey, if we're going to win, if we're going to move forward, I got to love on you. And when my situation or my opportunity comes up, it comes up. A piece of advice. People have oftentimes said, okay, I love the pieces of advice that come out of the show. And one thing people have asked me is winter sports gets ready to start and Nebraska has approximately 23,000 scholars across several sports playing. But we also have a number that stop playing. And it's not because they're, starring in tennis or they want to shift to other things. It's because they don't see themselves. One of my pieces of advice has always been, let your kid ride the bus. And when people ask, what do you mean by that? And so traditionally you leave on the bus with the team and then, you get to the game, but after the game, it may go well, not go well. The parent will sign you out and say, you know what, I'm going to take them home because we'll get home quicker. Or they didn't have the game that they wanted. Or I didn't like how the coach coached. And so you take your son or your daughter out of that situation and they don't get to enjoy either the festivities that go on the bus or get to navigate when they don't do well. What is a piece of advice that you would have? I'm going to start with you for parents to as they go forward, as they have maybe a son or a daughter that's in athletics at any level. What's a piece of advice?
This has always been like a big thing since I've like started a club, but let the coaches coach because they're there to coach your kid. So they're like not necessarily in control, but they know what they're doing. And I feel like when like sometimes parents get involved or they just start getting mad, like I just think it's up to the coaches. Like let the coaches coach, let them do what they do because they know what's best for your kid on the court rather than off the court.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Monty, what's a piece of advice that you would have for parents as they navigate the the school or the athletic landscape for their kid?
kind of stemming from like let your kid ride the bus. The team that they are on, that's like that's their community. And being around your community, whether you did good or bad, it just forms that bond of togetherness. And I feel like taking your kid away from that, they're losing that connection with their team. And especially if it's more of like a together sport, that takes away from the chemistry.
Wow.
And I mean, to have the team, you got to have good chemistry. I haven't really seen parents like, I mean, you can't really get on the track while your kid is running, but I have.
We've seen some things. We've seen some things.
You never know, right?
You're not supposed to be on the basketball court either, but we've seen
Right.
some of that.
I think that to have that trust, if you don't think that you can trust the coach, then why send your kid to them? Or if it's the case where you feel like you can be coaching, I think you should take that and make your own situation of a team, or even have like an individual athlete.
Right.
But to just let your kid, I mean, honestly, be a kid, we're still children, and be with children rather than now we're in the car and it's just me and you and we both mad.
Right.
I feel like when you're, right. I feel like when you're with your team, you could have the worst game, the worst meet, but that sense of community, you're not even thinking about how bad you did. You're like, I'm with my people.
No, love that. Words to wisdom and words to live by. And I think it's not always easy. I think as we put it out there, I want us to have it. It's how do we practice that purpose? And I think that's something that we can all get better at. So thank you for being upfront, being authentic, and putting that share forward. We're going to go to our last break, and then we'll be back with Raw and Amani back on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Leaves are falling and temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Winter leagues begin on December 1st and are open for registration. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker Watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate or team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, joined on the ones and twos with Harrison at 1040 O Street. Come on down if you get a chance. Or tune in, listen to some great programming the rest of the day. We have two scholars, area scholars, I would say scholar athletes in the studio today. We have Amani Archie and Raleigh Bowen, as she's known as across the numerous athletic arenas that she's been in. She's retired from basketball and tennis, and so her picture as well as her accolades are up on the walls at numerous spaces. But they were given some advice, and as we ended the last segment, gave some advice to parents about just kind of honestly letting coaches coach, but letting you kind of ride the bus and have that experience and have the community team. They talked about relationships. Raleigh just got done as a runner-up as the state in Class A for volleyball, and talked about her season and a success that she had, but also some of those challenges she had as well. Before we kind of end the show, I want to get a couple things from you. Just give quickly just a piece of advice that you would have for your peers. Young people, maybe younger, that are going into the arena that maybe experience success, but also maybe experiencing some challenges right now.
So coming from like a non-starter, I'd say don't be mad at your teammates that you're not playing. I'd say focus on what you can do better to prove that you can start. That's something that I was always thinking about, like, what can I do to be on that starting lineup, or even just get like slightly more playing time and not just come in like third set. So just focus on what you can do better and don't be mad at your coach or your teammates. Like, they know what they're doing, so see what you can do better.
I loved how you talked about just love on others. Again, because sometimes you can get those thoughts of like, okay, if they get hurt, that's how I'm going to get my opportunity, or this, that, and the other. And you expressed that earlier, how you hugged a player that was starting every time when she went in.
Yeah.
And to show that says a great deal about you, and you're going to have some success as well. You get committed to Bellevue University and get the opportunity to go there and continue your volleyball career. And that says something. Not only the type of person you are, but the ability that you have beyond. And I don't want to say so many people can play, but you had opportunities to showcase that in other spaces. Yeah. So congratulations to you on that, because that, less than 4% get to go on and continue their career at the post-secondary level.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Amani, quickly, just like something you would say to peers, that a piece of advice you would have for them.
Don't compare yourself to others. Be true to yourself, and don't lose yourself when you're trying to accomplish something new or continuing into something. Just to be you and the fullest you can be, and to keep a positive mindset as you progress, like as you get into new sports or academics, anything, to just be confident in everything you do and put 100% into everything that you are interested in.
Where do you see yourself going, or where are you going post-secondary?
I'm not sure yet. I've been
Okay.
looking into the couple of different universities. I'm considering Lincoln University in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Or following into Doan like my mom.
Fantastic. Finish the sentence. Love is.
Love is.
Love is, yeah.
I don't know.
Money.
Love is community. Love is family. Love is the space that you put yourself into.
Yeah, love is family. Love is your friends. Probably those are my big things.
Thing you're looking forward to most to finish out your senior years?
I don't know. Just I'm hoping I can walk the stage and finish it out on a good note and not focus on like the bad things that have happened this year.
Awesome. You got a lot of good things that have happened, and as you go across, what about you?
Not quite to that
Yeah, I was
stage
gonna say,
yet,
you're not there, but what are you looking forward to?
in my next years? I'm just hoping that I can continue to build up on my community and make an impact in everybody I walk past, a positive impact, as well as just being happy with the community I got.
Raw, as we go to break, you hear the music. What's something you're going to say to your future self?
Don't worry about what happened. Worry about what's going to happen.
Love that. Thing you'd say to your past self, Monty?
You go, girl.
Love it. Hey, I want to thank both of you all for being on today. Thanks for sharing that wisdom and just pouring into other people. You all are going to continue to do great things. We'll see you next week on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.